What's up, everybody? Everybody's having a great night. What's going on? Let's talk a little news. Just played Arc Raiders for an hour and a half. That was amazing. But let's get into some news. What do you guys all think about what's going on in Mexico? What do you guys all think? Do you guys enjoy Mexico? Do you guys avoid Mexico? I've been to Mexico on 2 cruises, and I've been on a resort twice in Cabo San Lucas, and I have always had a wonderful time. It's always been a great time, especially on cruises. I really enjoy the cruises. But hey, when you're a country that is basically consumed by drug cartels that are trying to become legitimate, supposedly, it's very hard to keep it straight, because when you poke the bear, you poke the bear. Let's look at Cabo San Lucas. Been there. Yeah, I've been there 3 times. No music. And let's bring in the Cabo. Let's bring in Cabo. It's a beautiful place. This is Pacific side. Oh, you cannot swim in this water. It will drag you out to sea. It is dangerous. But let's start at the beginning. Yes. Let's start this from the beginning. Give them a thumbs up, because they are amazing. This is a great channel. I've never been on this beach. Actually, yeah, we stopped here. I took a little boat, and it goes out to right here, and I have a great time. But yeah, it looks like the Mexican authorities, or whoever, let's be real here. It's probably the CIA decided to start a narco war. And why not? What else we got going on? You know, why not? Are we really that bored? Are we really that bored to start a narco terrorist war? Are we really that bored when we're trying to crank it up with Iran? Why not, I guess, huh? It's not like we got anything else going on, you know? Like, our economy's, quasi crap. But, why not? What else do we really have going on? Let's be real here. Let's be real. Back to channel. Trying to get the. Damn it. Stream summary. There we go. Jesus. Trying to get stream manager. I'm supposed to be streaming right now. Okay, there we go. It's just hard to see this going on for so long, and straight up, that the government, as far as the United States, has their hands up in this. We've been having the military on the border for ever since Trump became president again. He's put the military on the border. But now we're straight up seeing action. And this kind of thing needs to happen because of the fact that you can't have a stable country with an embedded chaos like this. It's sad. It's a beautiful place, wonderful people. And
Cartel members. So very, very
all right,
intense
here we go.
situation.
let's start this over. This is Dan Dix.
This is Dan Dix here reporting for Press for Truth, coming at you here live in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Just had the military driving past me, and as I understand it, I should not be around anywhere where the police or the military are, because they are the target right now. As you can see, this whole place is like deserted right now because there's burning cars back there, burning cars right here still smoldering, and the situation is incredibly intense. As I'm sure you've already heard, there was a top drug lord cartel member, El Mencho, who has been killed. I believe there was a $15 million bounty on this man's head, and he is now dead, and that has caused this whole situation to pop off. The place looks like an absolute war zone right now, folks. Cartel has been setting up blockades in the street. I've been doing reports from my resort where there was just smoke surrounding all over the place, cars being lit on fire everywhere, and you know, I've been posting those to my Twitter, Dan Dix PFT. A lot of people have been re-uploading the footage and just saying, look at this footage a tourist got. I'm not a tourist, guys. I'm a journalist. I'm here working, actually. I've been speaking at a conference for the last 5 days, in attendance at this conference, and I'm here now documenting on this situation live. And it was a little scary being over there right as I'm starting the video. I had military rolling up on me, and as I understand it, that could often be cartel members. And if it's not, these guys are the guys who are being targeted by the cartel member.
It'd be so hard to be a part of the Mexican military, and that's why they wear, you know, masks, because they will have their entire families wiped out. That's why they wear masks. And for the Black Bloc here in Antifa, they all wear masks, but they are trying to force the cops not to wear masks because they want to dox them. They want to do what they do to Mexican soldiers in Mexico, as far as the cartel to Mexican soldiers, as far as cartel to police. They want to dox them. They want to target their families, because that is what tyrants do. And they straight up are tyrants. And it's their way or the highway. So when you see people trying to force cops not to wear masks when they're doing special investigations and all that fun stuff, they just want to dox them. That's all they want to do. They just want to, you know, to find out where they live and destroy their lives because they don't agree with the laws. Simple as that. That's all that is, and that's garbage behavior. That's straight up garbage behavior. That's why we can't allow straight up garbage behavior to be condoned. It's just facts on facts. I've been here, and I've been to this resort over here, and it's a great place. Cabo is amazing. I can't wait to go back. One of our friends has a timeshare here, and they go once a year, and we've gone twice with them. It's been fantastic. But the cartels, it's a sad situation because it's mafioso. The UN and the globalists basically went into Mexico, stripped them of their farming, stripped them of their fishing. China, you know, brings in those big old coast fleets, like right off their waters, and just devastates their fishing industry. So it's kind of like a giant project. And what do people in projects do? They join gangs because they don't have a choice. So you really can't blame the cartels for being so big when there isn't a lot of options other than just printing money. And that's what they do. That's what narcos do. They print money. You, you can't blame them. And it's just sad that a country has allowed itself to be just wrapped up in this. It's it sucks. It's sad, but it is what it is. And we're going to continue to see the violence because they don't mess around. They see a problem, which one of their capos got killed, and they're doing their reaction, and the solution is probably the Mexican government hammering down even harder on them, but it is going to devastate their tourism. It's going to devastate their modernization, because what happens when the cartels start actually burning down factories? Because what's going to stop them? Because Mexico is slowly like modernization, like modernizing itself. They're trying to build bigger ports. They're trying to link their coasts with a giant railroad project. They're building car factories because a lot of the car factories are moving out of Europe into Mexico because of the war in Ukraine and basically the capping of the greenhouse gases, because cow farts are going to kill. It's crazy. It's crazy and sad, and it's in every aspect using people as a weapon, and just making people a bunch of wind up toys. That's all it is. It's just how many people can we wind up and do our bidding without actually having to do it ourselves? Because if you get a bunch of pissed off people for a cause, you just send them out there. They just do things. It's like the attack on Mar-a-Lago. He was all wound up about the Epstein files. He was an anti-Trumper because he was told one of us, and it's just one wind-up toy after another. And that's what gangbangers basically are. They go out there, and that's their job. They get paid for this. There's probably bounties on police officers. There's probably bounties on the military. It's just like how Russia puts bounties on certain U.S. weapon systems that are in the battlefield. They do. They say, hey, if you blow this up, you get 100,000 rubles, and it's making families that are losing loved ones pretty much wealthy, or should I say better off than they were, which is awesome because it's a mess around and find out it's just a situation on both sides. If you mess with the cartels, you're gonna find out. If you mess with government authorities, you're gonna find out. It's just who has the staying power, who has more power, the cartels or the actual government themselves. We shall see, because this is a fluid situation as always, and we're just here, just reading other people's news. That's all we're doing. We're just reading other people's mail, and we're just having an opinion, because that's all you can do. Just share your opinion, and if it makes sense, maybe people will listen, maybe people won't. But let's see what else we got here. We have, all right, so let's go look at the latest on X without showing anything. Look at those seals, they're so cute. It's all so cute. Oh my god. Mexico. Violence. Let's see what we got here. Ba-da-ba-da-bum-bum. People are running for their lives on this one. Breaking. It's getting worse. Mexico rioters are now fighting the police. That's November of 2025. I don't know why that's popping up. January 6th, 2023. I want latest, man. Jesus. Country, February 22nd. American-made weapons surface in Mexico cartel violence. Following the footage that circulated soon reportedly shows a using a flamethrower device against a rival. Like the cartel, the firearm appears to be a Enso rifle equipped with a blah blah blah. So we're seeing. I'm bringing this in. I'm gonna make sure there aren't any crazy images because I am not sharing that. All right, let's bring this in. Let's bring this in. Let's bring in this latest Twitch feed. Get over here. There we go. Latest Twitch feed. Make sure I still have the... Okay, deeply concerning. Violence and instability in Mexico. White House spokesman Levitt has acknowledged that the U.S. is providing information to Mexican security forces, according to an official who spoke. So, this is a U.S. / Mexican government proxy war. But we also have to remember that the president of Mexico was basically installed by the cartels because I think it was over 30 politicians died for her to become in office during that election. All right, we got buses on fire, cars on fire, craziness. This is El Mecho. Mexican cities surge in violence after security forces kill blah blah blah. El Nacho, a military operation. My dog's name's Nacho. His name's Nacho. He is in the drug cartel, man. Calling on Israel most violent, misleading violence. Alright. Mexican violence. Latest. You just have to be careful when you are on X and you reload a page because you don't want to see crazy dead bodies or anything, terrible. Because I don't want to see it either. I don't want to share it, and I don't want anybody to see it. Foreign officers warn travelers Mexico drug kingpin death triggers violence. Speaking of Californians trapped in cartel issues held U.S. border engulfed in, there's a bunch of tourists there trapped. President of Mexico has been transferred to a Mexican Navy ship for her safety. Well, if she would have cracked down in the first place, she probably wouldn't be in a situation. But, when you let a scorpion on your back and it bites you crossing the river, he's a scorpion. That's just how it works. He's gonna bite. Stranded locals terrified military police stabilized city. If they were smart, the locals would take up guns and join the military and basically get them out of the country. But that's not going to happen. All right, what else we got? How many drug lords have been arrested or killed in the United States, or do they want Mexican army to enter the United States and do the job? Good point. And that's the crazy... All right, I'm not going to show that. That's the crazy part about the homeless problem here in the United States. They could clean up these streets real quick. But they choose not to because they make so much money off of it. So they keep the drug dealers dealing the drugs to keep up the homeless problem to launder and make the money. Because they don't really care about the people. As I said, they use people as a weapon. They don't care. And all these goody two shoes people who say that they care, but they care about nothing and they won't do anything about anything. They're part of the problem. They are part of the problem. And that would be crazy to be in the airport like this.
Corre, corre.
It's crazy.
Corre, corre, corre.
They even burning down the Costco. Oh, hell no. I was at Costco today. See some of this footage. Just cars burning. Not myths, not movie scenes. Military-grade rifles, armed vehicles, drone tactical gear behind the headlines and heavily armed. Reality most people never see. This is the fueling the violence. Fueling the violence. Mexico has descended into depths of hell as cartel violence and attacks spread across the country. Americans are being targeted, kidnapped, and killed. Time for Trump to make Mexico great again. Oh my goodness. Well, maybe they should just keep on pushing. Keep on pushing. There's an ongoing security operation related to the road blockage criminal activity. Indian nationals are to chop avoid areas around law enforcement activities. Yes, I would not go near any. That's why it's like, when like the ICE is in town, like rounding up criminals, let's go see what's going on over there. Oh, they got guns. I'm gonna go get in their face. Yeah, not a good idea. Never is a good idea. Stay out of the crap. Don't start no crap. There won't be no crap.
Hijos de puta madre, a la verga. Prendidos a la.
Don't speak Spanish. Protesters gathered in El Paso calling for changes to U.S. border policy amid escalating cartel violence. Oh, so we can just open the border and just let everybody in. Yeah, that's great. Great. Fix your country. Just like any other country. Everybody needs to fix their country and mind their own business. But unfortunately, since we are the world cop because of the British Empire, we're not allowed to mind our own business. We have to be drug into every conflict. That's why we are the world police. And that's just how it is.
Ya bajaron los dos que estaban. Ya no hay nadie más.
There's a body over there. I don't want to share that. But yeah.
His head was injured in a clash. Reportedly, there was gunfire at Guadalajara International Airport.
Just a bunch of crazy stuff. Craziness. Do we like to get craziness? Dooba-doo. Oh, dooba-dooba-dooba. Craziness. So this is where all the funds, excellent effort to map intimidation, disruption, Mexico's today. Notice the Metro was killed and blah, 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 but violence does not. And from there, early follows east-west corridor linked to operations in territorial reach of Sinjin. Yes, just endless fun. And it's nighttime there, so I don't know how much news is actually going to get out. It's nighttime. Reload. Come on, man. Reload, man. Come on. What are you doing? Huh? Alright, let's go latest. Advisory, India-Mexico situation country after cartel violence. Reported they are operating normally. There was panic that spread throughout the airport following city reports, so I guess the airport's back to normal. Mexican violence, drug war, Mexican India embassy issues emergency advisors. Yes, should get on out of there, man. I won't be there. Get more ruthless. Mexico's cycle of violence has no end in sight, unless you crack some heads and make an example out of some of these guys. That's basically what you got to do. It's like the cartel is going to be like a violent toddler and break all of its toys, where the government needs to come in like a father and basically put the little kid in check. Just put him in timeout, because the cartels are not going to go away. That's just it's too finger cuffs. It's too synergy, like a good old fashioned finger cuffs. You know, it's too much. It's too embedded. There's too much going on there. It's been too long. It's been just decades of this crazy crap, and every once in a while it flares up, and that's how it rolls. Because there's so much money to be made off the drug cartels. There's so much money to be made on so many different levels: guns, human trafficking, drugs, money laundering, real estate. Every aspect has a layer of payoffs. Loaning money to businesses, avocados, and so on and so forth. Resorts. A lot of the resorts are owned by the cartels now because they're making their money legitimate, which is smart. You know, it's just like how the mob was in Vegas. They took their money and they put it into casinos. It's not a bad idea. But for the president to flee the country because of this, wow, it's pretty intense. It's a big country too. It's Mexico's huge. Let's see the maps. Mexico maps. Maps. And we are, alright, so Puerto Vallarta is right here. It's right down here. And Cabo's here. So I've been to Cabo, Puerto Vallarta, Mazatlan, which is right here. So this entire area is experiencing craziness. And they're trying to build that canal right through here, I believe. Right from here to here. Yeah, they're trying to build that canal right through there to there. Just to basically go head to head with the Panama Canal. So we got craziness going on here, and then over here we got craziness in Iran. I ran so far away. Gotta get away. You know, got craziness here. Got craziness in Yemen. And then, you know, not to mention Ukraine. So there are hotspots all over the world. There's hotspots in Africa. There's just it's a crazy good versus evil battle that just keeps on going. And we're just here watching it endlessly. You know, we have our popcorn out, we got our lawn chairs out, just watching it. And the best thing you can do, in my opinion, is to make as much money as you can and get out of the way. That's because it's just, the world's just gonna keep on spinning. Everybody's like, oh, everything's so crazy right now. It's so crazy right now. Crazy, crazy. Yeah. It's just gonna keep on spinning. Doesn't care. You know? This is the planet. It spins millions of miles away. Here's the sun. See? Google Space. Can you do Google Space? Google Space Maps. Maps in space. See? This just spins, and you are here paying taxes to a bunch of PDFs and to a bunch of people that leverage every single thing on this entire planet. And we are here bitching and complaining about every little thing, while just craziness, man. All right, let's see. Mercury. This is Mercury. There is no life on the Mercury. Mercury. Look at it. Look at it. Look at the Mercury. It's a mockery. Get it, a mockery of Mercury. Ooh. It's a crater. Ooh. That's a crater. Ooh. That's a crater too. There's craters all over this thing. But that's Mercury. Let's see. Mars. This is Mars. Say hi to Mars. Hi, Mars. Yes. This is Mars. Terra is a classical albedo name. Optimus, classical albedo feature name. Styx. Great river around neither region which souls must cross a journey to Earth. Ooh, I wonder if they can sing. Why do they call that Styx? I wonder. I wonder why. But yeah, that's Mars. When Mars attacks. How many are there over here? And then the moon. This is the moon. Look at how many times it has been hit. That's pretty crazy. But don't worry. You're right here. This is where you are. Yep. This is where we are. This is where we are spinning. And Mexico is there, and we're here, and they're there, and everywhere's everywhere. And everyone's everyone, and we're just floating in space. And these are the days of our lives. So don't let it get you down. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. So good luck, have fun, and don't die. Alright guys, I'm gonna wrap up the stream. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope everybody has a wonderful night. Like and subscribe, hit that tip button. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. Okay, bye.